Today, I wish to have the ninth round, and the theme of today's lecture is the Transcendental religion, which is on the same line with science. The last day of the earth passed by without any accident, and now is the times when the past third dimension and the future fifth dimension coexist. I put science and religion on the same line, and now is the important times when the Transcendental religion, 초종교 in Korean, begins in the history of the global village. Well, what I read just now is the main theme of today's lecture. Now, let's begin with the continuation of the last week's lecture. The date, December 21st, 2012, was a quite important and historical day. In other words, this day was the one which lots of prophets like Jesus Christ, Buddha, Nostradamus, Sibille, 강정산, etc. predicted. And on this day, there would occur a tremendous change all over the world due to the polar shift, that is, the momentary change of the Earth's surface with the marvelous tsunami. Tsunami means a seismic sea wave. It is said that nearly 1,000 sources of books were published concerning this great occurrence, but this prophecy was not realized. It is also said that we could pass by this accident thanks to the great power of the God of the universe, archangels, lots of spiritual leaders in the heaven, and furthermore, thanks to the fact that the consciousness of the residents of the global village get enhanced in a short time. It is the work that we can welcome greatly. And it seems that we could evade the great annihilation or destruction and a large number of deaths of the humankind. As a result, we have entered the fifth dimensional world, and now, December 2024, it seems that we live in the era when nearly 70% or 60% of the past third dimension and nearly 30% or 40% of the fifth dimension coexist. Here in this book, in this lecture, we can read lots of beneficial columns concerning the spirituality of the universal truth, which can be said to be the most appropriate for the people of the 21st century, who march toward the destination of the fifth dimension. Therefore, the theme of this lecture can be called Toward the Fifth Dimension of the Earth's paradise, paradise where our soul stays, or principle of the transcendental or trans-sectarian religion, or over the horizon of religion. We can call it the information lecture concerning the spirituality, as we put religion and science on the same dimension. Where just before I pronounced get enhanced instead of got enhanced. However, as it was the date of the past era, the word got is correct. Here I suggest a method of the comprehensive mind discipline or the transcendental mind discipline, which uses several known methods like yoga, 신단, 식단, mind control, prayer, and listening to music. The purpose I suggest these methods is to enhance our spirit one or several steps higher. Especially, there are some methods which were sent to us, the residents of the earth, by means of the channeling messages. Here, the channeling means the telepathic communication which the aliens were the residents of the astral world. The methods are as following. You change your body into that of the light as you rotate a UFO around you, and you receive the energy from the central sun, and you receive some energy from the holy plasma, or you receive some energy from the 7 colored flames which are in the 7 shrines of Telos. In addition to these methods, you ask the pituitary gland to produce the life hormone. You discipline your mind as you walk on the road, and you receive some energy from the sun. And these 2 methods were made by myself recently. Furthermore, you can have the method of consolidating the subconsciousness which came from the 2 masters. They are the Master Papaji or Babaji and the Master Saint Germain, both of whom are called the legendary teachers who set up the everlasting method concerning the infinite life. I summed up all of these methods and made a system called the Comprehensive Discipline Method and suggested it to the people as I made a manual. I thought that I might as well write a comprehensive book concerning the beginning step as well as a high-leveled one. And I thought that we had better think of religion and science on the same horizon, thinking rationally, logically, and scientifically. Anyway, the purpose of this lecture is to offer a new view concerning the spiritual research, such as the purpose or meaning of life, the world after death, and the structure of the universe, the human soul itself, the world of UFO, the spiritual world such as the mind discipline like Zen or mind control, etc. Therefore, it can be a revised version of the book named The Palace Where Our Soul Stays, or The Transcendental Religion, published in 1993 by me, and more than 30 years have passed since the book was published. The book had the contents of the spiritual science, which was related with the supernatural phenomena, the concepts of the God Almighty, the structure of the human body, which is composed of soul and physical body, the principle of the reincarnation, the structure of the universe, the structure and life of the afterworld to which we go after death, and the Korean traditional religions, etc. The book could be called the information book of the Transcendental Religion, which put both religion and science on the same level, and it was written on the position of the Transcendental Religion or Transcendentarian religion. And I think that the book was quite epoch-making one at the time. However, as times went on, lots of good books have been published, like UFO projects in the Korean Peninsula, the pre-lives of the famous persons, the mission of Pleiades, UFO syndrome, the beginnings of humankind, the origin of humankind, the 2012, the great change of the earth, and 2012, the great change of the dimensional ascension of the earth, and the heavenly messages, Telos Volume 1 to 3, Revelation of New Lemuria, etc. As a result, I found various mistakes in my book. One of the mistakes is that I wrongly wrote the origin of the humankind, which goes back to 5 to 7 million years recently. And we can know this fact thanks to the research of the anthropologists. There are several other mistakes too. One of which was that the cover of the book had a long image different from the image that I originally thought of. and therefore the readers could misunderstand the character of this book. The last mistake was that I mentioned sexual behavior without regard to the growing generation, and I was not considerate of other people deeply. As a result, I wrote this revised version again. Since the bankruptcy of the ex-USSR and the Eastern European countries of the communism, the war of ideology came to an end, and nearly all the nations are now advancing to the direction of the harmony as well as mutual development. Just now I uttered the ideology. Ideology means it is a sort of consciousness shape which has a life, actual, and philosophical form as man generally stipulates the humanity, nature, and society. Furthermore, it is a sort of high level of structure politically and philosophically. The modern meaning of the ideology was born when Napoleon called his opponents the ideologues, which meant the ideal or conceptual school. Karl Mannheim used the negative meaning of this terminology in his work, where I quoted these sentences from the Korean internet site Wikipedia. Even though the ideologies have been integrated together, each religion still does not respect other religion one another in the area of the religion which is more fundamental than the ideology or philosophy. Here, religion means that it is one of the modes of the human spiritual culture, and they relate the most fundamental things of the various human problems which they experience transcendental existence or principle, and they put the meaning on it. As a result, they want to solve the problem of human worries, death, or some serious agony. It is a long time since the religion started, and up till now, there has been a lot of qualitative change, and even today it has a great influence upon the inner life of the humanity. In short, it is the activity in which they revere the superhuman God of the infinity or the absoluteness. Where I quoted these sentences from the Korean internet site Wikipedia, and I uttered the terminology philosophy. Well, philosophy means that it is a study in which they research the basic principle, that is the view of life or the view of the world. Furthermore, it is a study where they research the general and basic real entity of the objects concerning the existence, knowledge, value, rationality, acknowledgement, and language. Where I quoted these sentences from the Korean internet site Transcendental. Therefore, we can easily understand that when the unification or merger of religion, which is nearly impossible for the humanity to perform, is done, the true peace of the world can be achieved on the earth. As you read this book, I think that you will understand gradually that when men and women reach a scientific level of getting in man-made satellite and coming in contact with aliens in order to learn their civilization, that is human beings on the earth, their civilization goes into the next step of religion, namely the religion of transcendental sects or areas. For they can understand a lot of supernatural phenomena from the standpoint of science. As a matter of fact, it can be called scientific and theoretic study concerning the religious phenomena rather than religion.